Or no cap.
What's up, y'all? This is Jidenna, and you are now watching Cannabis Kicks TV.
What's up? Welcome back to Cannabis and Kicks TV. I'm your host, Shelly Styles. I'm here with the legendary DJ Broadway. Special guest, Jidenna. Welcome.
Thank you.
We got Who Kid over there, and Marcus Malone, and we're so excited today to have you here.
Hey, thank you. Thank y'all for having me.
Thank you.
We got the day started out with a game of horse.
Yes, y'all did.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say who the winner is, but I think we all know.
Who won?
I mean,
There was a unanimous winner.
Let's just get this out the way. Let's just get it out the way. Because let's get out the way. I lost. He beat me by a landslide.
With the beret on.
With the beret on.
That sticks. That's like a few steps from Prince with the platforms. Like, let's be honest.
Real talk.
I will say I've won every game of horse. I had a suit on one game and a finger curl. So that was like
I'm not letting a man beat me with a finger curl.
Yeah, if I came like that, you would have boomed.
I mean, at one point, I think I saw you go inside a door.
I did.
And come out.
We were trying to bring back the classic horse, like that Bird Michael shit.
I came out there and we had a beret on. I was like, who the fuck is that hitting all the motherfucking jump shots?
Big J.
It was him.
Forget it.
Oh.
You was holding it down though.
No,
bro.
I didn't. The ball bounced.
I was being nice.
No. He came in here and was like, nah, like, I'm going to just sit it out because I don't need the homies from back home.
Yeah, and y'all got to edit.
A shot.
It was like 9 air balls total.
Damn.
Actually, from all of us though, it wasn't too shabby. But thank y'all for having me. This is Baron Davis's spot, yeah.
It's very dope.
So shout out to you, bro, and giving us that lovely basketball court.
Yeah.
It's a
vibe. It's a vibe. It's like a whole little man cave situation here.
I also want to say, yes, it is. Well, you're here too, so it's a cave.
It's a cave.
It's a non-binary cave. I'll say that, y'all. I want to say to y'all, isn't it wild that we all here? Y'all were children once with dreams of being in some form of media.
Yeah.
So I just always got to remember, like, we really here. Like, we doing it.
Yeah.
You forget day to day, but it hit me earlier today. I was like, okay, bro. Like, you here.
Yeah.
Like, you were just waking me. You know what I mean?
Has it hit you how much you've accomplished in such like a short span?
I don't feel that way. But on my drive here, I was literally trying to say gratitudes and say what I'm grateful for. But every time I say some shit I'm grateful for, there's another voice being like, yeah, but you didn't really, you didn't really do that. Like, you could have gone that way. You didn't.
That's real,
like,
though.
every single time. So I was just like, nah, shit. My homie Legion once said, he said, never let that voice get the last word.
Yes.
Yeah.
Never
That's
let
a
it get
good
the last
That's
word.
a bar.
That's a word.
Yeah.
That's a bar.
So not really, but I can fake it till I make it.
Yeah.
That's what the Dalai Lama said.
I mean, you ignoring that voice, you became like this exclusive guy. I mean, song came out years ago, but you're still classic. You know what I'm saying? You've always thought yourself of certain value that you rather just be this person than 10 J's, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to have 10 of you out there. It's only one of you.
Yeah.
You just busted their ass with a fucking artiste hat on.
Damn.
Do it in every facet, every fashion. You know?
Adidas Sambas.
Yo, all
Like,
whites, which I messed up during the game. They're not as clean as when I was.
How dare
I was
you.
trying to do all the. I know, sir, preposterous. Yeah, I feel you. It's you. A lot of my favorite artists built their own mountain and became the king or queen of that.
Yeah.
So I think it's worth the time to build it. You know, there's a lot of greats that do that versus just following what's going on. But there's a risk too, you know. 48 laws of power, as they say on 125th Street. You isolate yourself on a fortress, you know, you can end up on an island without the power that you built the fortress with.
Oh.
And so I've definitely been that. So that's when you ask like, yeah, I've done some things, but like I definitely have my regrets like everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but you did it at an early age, and I think with even your first song, 2 times, platinum? And then you get Kendrick Lamar out of all people. Like, how does that even come together? How do you even get a Kendrick Lamar on a song?
My girl love your music. No, that's how it happened. He said that he you know, his wife now heard Classic Man was like, yo, he got this other song called Long Live the Chief. And and he was like, okay, I like this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, you know, it came together.
Y'all did it in the studio?
No.
Separate?
He sent me 100 bar verse.
Oh wow.
And I had to figure out how to chop that down, bro. I'm a producer first, so like and a lot of people don't know that. So I know how to arrange them. I was like, all right, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You can't do that. But it was hard discussing that with him.
He trusted you to chop his 100?
No, he didn't trust me. He sent me 100.
Yeah.
That Classic Man
was like,
remix,
this
if
is
we
it.
didn't put hands on it, it would have just been 100 bars and 2 minutes and 30 seconds before you got to the hook. One.
Goodness.
Wow.
But it is wild, man. I'm a firm believer in designing your life. Mm-hmm. You are where you want to be. Even the places the things you think you don't want,
Yeah.
you kind of do.
It has to be a part of your journey, how
Yeah.
I feel. Like for all of us, we're constantly evolving and changing and stuff. And I definitely believe you design your life.
How y'all doing post pandemic with all y'all like grand lessons you learned? How's that going out? How's that working out for you?
I mean, it was bad. I couldn't go to Paris, no shopping and shit.
Oh, my
I
God.
was like, yo, what am I going to buy? You know what I mean?
Profound.
What are we going to wear? Where are we going to go? What are we going to wear?
Talk about this guy. This guy be wearing couture.
Listen,
Yeah.
it's so fly. And then do you like vintage and also
You see his Instagram?
Mix and match.
mix and match?
Mix and
I like
match,
that.
yeah.
I like that.
It started with the thrifting, you know,
Yeah.
in New York,
Crazy.
Brooklyn. Like one of the many reasons I got into suits early on is because at a thrift shop, the easiest thing to get is
Oh, wow.
a suit.
That's
Because
crazy.
all them
I
old
like
men, they
thrifting.
just getting like
We was thrifting.
they
We were
said,
thrifting
It was just
yesterday.
thrifting?
Oh, really?
wow.
I
Yeah.
feel like I'm the thrifting king.
Yo, I got a street.
I need
I'm
to
gonna not
learn.
do this on air, bro. That's like, you know, giving up the secret shortcut to the
Yeah.
valley.
Oh, you know,
I ain't
no,
gonna
no,
give
no,
that.
no,
you
no.
got
Don't
I
do
got a
that.
spot. I'll give y'all. There's
Where?
a strip in LA County.
What?
That y'all can get crazy threads for cheap, like vintage 70s, 60s,
Fire. Oh,
80s.
wow.
Amazing quality
Yeah, don't
craftsmanship.
tell that on camera because they
Hell no, I'm not
taxing out
giving them
here.
that,
It's
bro.
like if you go thrift somewhere else, you get stuff for the low in LA because everybody is kind of into that
Yeah,
and
yeah,
whatnot.
yeah.
They tax for it. I'm like,
No,
I'm not
LA,
paying
like you
for
walk
that.
outside with a new look and somebody got it on your Explore page by the night.
Yeah.
Like you can't,
No, for real.
you can't
Yeah.
do that anymore.
Or Fashion Nova
Like,
will make
It's
it.
over. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel like fast fashion has killed a lot of like, you know, the industry, the
Yeah.
fashion industry.
Well, Marcus, you wanted to know where they get the Sam outfit, the one that he wore, the unholy guy?
Well, what?
What happened?
Maybe you could tell him where to buy it. You remember the unholy?
He wore an unholy outfit.
The unholy guy. You remember he had that weird outfit that was black. It looked like
What?
You just
it looked like
went
a
left.
balloon. It looked like a balloon.
What happened?
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I don't even
Who
know.
cares?
What?
The unholy
What
guy.
happened?
Who's the unholy guy?
I have no clue.
The unholy
You
singer.
did something unholy?
Anyway,
Oh, man.
I really enjoyed it. No, I want to stay right here. Y'all trying to move on. I like this. I like this.
What is going on?
This moment.
Yeah,
What's the guy's name? Sam Smith. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
that black.
just
That
said
black.
Sam
You know what's wild? We kind of look dumb now.
Yeah, we did.
That is the song. That song is hard.
he's like giving us his best. And we're like,
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
we like, nah, that ain't it, man.
Oh, but he had an outfit where he looked like
I know,
a
Sam
human
Smith.
balloon, and he wanted to get that. I don't know, like
You wanted to
did
be a
you rock
human
it?
balloon?
Do you have
Bro,
that?
I
You
don't
have
know why
that
you
photo
listen
where
to him.
he dressed like a balloon?
listen to them. They just going all off on the tangent.
Well, who wants to be a balloon?
Hey, some people made the balloon look fly. Missy Elliott.
definitely
Missy
did
was
it.
number
Busta
one.
did
Yeah, Busta, like, come on, man.
Bow Wow.
But low key, you need the fisheye lens to pull off the balloon.
need Hype
suit.
Williams.
So I'll be- and you need hype. Yeah.
Who had better videos, Missy Elliott or Busta Rhymes?
Ooh, that's rough. I can't say. Busta had more, but I think they were equally as good. Yeah.
Who would win in the verses?
That's Sam Smith.
Who would win in the verses?
In the balloon suit.
Bro, you just trying to put me in this outfit?
Yeah.
Bro, get the fuck out of here.
saying-
Yo, what?
No, I never
That's
saw
unholy right there. That's really unholy.
Look
Look at that.
That is hilarious.
No, I would never forget who you
you
are
wanna
if you
do
walk
it.
in with that.
Yo.
If you're going to do it,
You're
then
right.
go there, I guess.
That is
How do you
remarkable.
get in that?
You're never gonna forget
That's
this, right?
remarkable.
Like, you ever gonna forget this? Thank you.
Do you,
why I'm trying to-
do you work with stylists?
In and out.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. But you still always got your hand in.
Yeah, and my creative director, Whipper Wiley, she's the one that helped me co-design a lot of like my fits, especially breaking into the game. Like we worked a couple of years.
How many girls you be getting dressed like that, yo?
What now or before?
Like anytime, any
yeah,
moment,
because
He said all time.
Yeah.
In his style, he asking like,
I mean, now I ain't looking
Dressing
for
crazy
nobody.
fly, huh?
Early now, I ain't looking for nobody. I'm with Shorty right now. I love her to death. So, but when I came in the game, yeah, I mean,
Swag was at
No, it was
100%.
it's you. Yes, there was yes. I was to answer your question, but you also gotta know that shit was absurd. Like it is wild. That's wild. So there's definitely people that look at you like, what the fuck are you doing? I knew it was gonna work because in East Flatbush I'll get teased on my block. It was always somebody just being like, you the Willy Wonka of this hood.
yeah.
And that's how I knew it was gonna work. So
You ever compare yourself to like the way the Weeknd dresses and stuff like that, or?
I didn't know he was gonna go this way.
Oh, okay.
I don't think anybody did. Like with the character focus, right?
It was
That was he took a hard turn.
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
His
which I love.
mixtapes a different way. Like his early mixtapes are like that style of what he was doing then was like some.
The House of Balloons.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
like the birth of like
That was fire.
depression,
I used to
like
love- I love
but
it.
it's good at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he would. I don't know. I didn't even think he was fashion at that time. He was just
No, he wasn't.
into the like that music and that sound and that eerie dark
Oh, so you become characters and shit.
crazy. Yeah.
Well, you know what it is? I think there's some artists are like they're like method actors. I think Bruno Mars is another one.
Oh, wow.
He's like a retro method
Very
actor.
much.
Yeah.
Anderson
Yeah.
.Paak.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just go far in the character.
So what do you think about for yourself then? How would you?
I like uniforms. Like I like finding a thing that I feel I could wear all year. I don't really. Oddly enough, I actually don't like shopping. I don't want to research a lot of fashion.
Yeah.
I'm not on that. Like I just see a silhouette, I build around it, and then
And you rock with
I
it.
get pieces that work with it, like all year round. You ever look at me? 1 year, I will pretty much dress the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about with your music? Like, how has that evolved? Has that changed as much as like with?
Yeah, each rollout. I'm only on my third album now, but like, every couple of years I'll change. I go away. I'm still doing like the traditional artist shit, disappear. I'm not as on demand and in your face as everybody else, but that allows
That's a
me.
choice.
I get to live.
Yeah.
I get to grow. I make money to spend time.
Oh wow.
Like why? What else are we doing here? Like why?
wow.
What do you
Why-
think
that's
you're
how
actually
I
doing?
feel.
All my homies that passed, like right before they passed, man, so many R.I.P. Will, Big Will.
Oh, wow.
When they go on their deathbed, they never talk about their career.
Yeah.
They don't talk about their money. They talk about they time with people. They talk about the time with you. Hey, remember when? Hey, remember when?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. So if you look at that, there's a truth in there that we have to take. Make the money, spend the time.
Yeah.
Yes, get your assets right, but I'm not. This whole like ambitious, this work ambitious shit is
Yeah.
lame to me, bro.
Yeah.
That is left over from slavery. Now we glorify it, trying to be these like fly ass bosses. I'm like, I'm good. I would do less.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I learned last couple years.
crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? No.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna smoke and play a video game.
Yeah.
And I
Yo,
love
And
this
that's
shit.
what I want to
Sound
do
like
today.
me.
I
love
am
that.
less.
Crazy.
I am
love
less
that.
ambitious, and I that's how I came out of the pandemic.
Yeah.
I got less.
Wow.
So you recently you traveled. Were you in Ghana?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
One of
everybody
my
and their
friends
mama
told me-
was in
I
Ghana.
was just there. I was just there for like the last month, and
Too
I was
long.
like, oh, we're interviewing.
Sorry.
That's how it is though.
But literally, it's a.
Oh, we
you
heard.
Go,
Yeah,
We found
heard.
out.
Yeah.
It's cool. They jealous, dog. They just jealous.
No, I told them.
They're like, wow, Chappelle, Chance. Everybody.
I'm like,
you
no,
was-
y'all
you was-
gotta come. It's such the being over there culturally and stuff. It's just dope. It's just it's a good.
No, it's like Black Utopia.
Yeah.
But your roots are from
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
And the whole Ghana thing, it really, like, if there was one woman I could point to that made that happen, is Bazoma St. John, Boris Kujo.
Oh, wow.
They brought a small group of people. We started going there frequently, like 2017, 2018. Then Bazoma was like, I'm gonna bring 50 people. Then I'm gonna bring 100. It was 2019. And she went to talk to the president. She introduced us all, and we formed this thing together called Full Circle. Eventually, that became the Year of Return, and our goal was to get 1 million Black people from around the world to Ghana.
Oh,
Wow.
So we did that top of 2019.
So you already hit the number.
Yeah, we hit it. We boosted Ghana's GDP by 3%
Oh,
that
that's
year.
hard.
Fire.
Yeah.
So the president, I'm coming for my money.
Okay.
But then next year we were gonna do it. Obviously, 2020 went left, but I think this last year
Yeah.
everyone kind of got back, worlds open. So that's why Ghana was hitting so much, and it's for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
history. That's what we got. Black History Month. To me, December through January, Black Future Month.
Yeah.
That's where we at now.
That's hard.
That's where.
Damn.
So, speaking of Boris Kojo, obviously he's in acting. You're in acting. Did he give you any tips on your career? What a lot of people don't know, you were in Insecure. The Issa Rae.
But I'm like, let me give like kudos to real actors that work on their craftsmanship. I'm going into that next year harder, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like I'm an actor. I'm just a rapper that acted for a couple shows. And I was in that show because of Issa Rae.
That's hard.
We went to school together.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh, damn.
I used
So
to.
you grew up out here?
Yeah, like
No, so I went to school in the Bay Area,
Oh,
and then
okay.
and then used to come down here for the summers. And Issa and I would work on the music for some of her plays and some of her productions at that time. We were like, there was nobody at our school that was into
You went to King
entertainment.
Drew?
You said what?
That's King Drew?
She went to it, yeah.
Okay, but you went
No.
to...
I grew up in Boston, moved to the Bay, then New York. So my three homes are Boston, Brooklyn, and the Bay.
How does that work? You
Oh,
gotta
you
choose
talking
a
about
side.
NBA? Do not. Look,
Like, how does that work? It's Boston and New York. Baseball, basketball. How does that work out?
it's really rough, okay? I definitely have like the tragic mulatto syndrome where, I don't know which side I belong to. Look, last year was the toughest. It was the Celtics versus the Warriors. My first classmate came out 2015. Warriors,
Won.
2015.
Yep.
I meet Steph Curry at an Under Armour event, and we chop it up, cheers. We both feel like we won our first ring.
Yeah.
So I emotionally feel attached to the Warriors. But Celtics is like my childhood. And then when the Nets, not Nets right now, but the Nets.
New Jersey.
I was, it's just not even New Jersey, it's Brooklyn.
Brooklyn Nets,
When Barclays Center came, I was so hype about that. And I was there when Barclays Center came. So I feel really like, but I was celebrating with Steph Curry when he won. So I'll say, he let me hold the trophy. Whole team was there. So I might have to go with the Warriors, at least for now.
Yeah.
pick one.
At least you paid.
So being that you...
I hate saying that on air though. Like I don't want to.
because
the
I'm
New
gonna run into
York-
Jason
Now we
Tatum.
hold you
I'm
to
gonna run
it.
into Jason Tatum in Boston,
It's
and
not
he's gonna be like, "Yo, I saw that shit.
You
I ain't
said
like it. I ain't like it."
Speaking of living in Oakland and in LA, who has the best weed in your opinion?
That's tough. California has the best weed.
Oh, it's God.
I know. I did a diplomatic response, but hear me out. I went to school in the Bay during the hyphy, like a little after the hyphy movement, at a time when the weed was just becoming what we now know. It was a really exciting time for weed. So in the Bay, we didn't know what all this shit was. You knew OG Kush or whatever, but we coming from the East Coast, bro.
Oh
like
my
the way
God.
we grew up smoking.
Yeah.
Terrible. weed
Holy
over
shit.
there.
See his eye when you talk.
Oh my God.
You just
like-
identify with each area. You be like, we.
Yeah.
You gotta pick one, man.
No, I don't, bro. No, I don't, because I grew up on that Barack Obama era I know how to be
Yeah.
a fantastic diplomat because I relate to all of it.
Yeah.
So would you call yourself a New Yorker? Because I'm a New Yorker.
Yeah, I'm a New Yorker. Oddly enough, I've been out here I started counting. I'm like, oh shit, I'm a Californian.
Yeah.
Damn.
You trying to make me be a Californian
Nah, how many
now.
years
I'm
makes you
like-
that?
Oh, California?
Yes.
10.
How many years?
Yeah, I say 10.
I'm not a Californian yet.
So
I'd
how
say
many years
10.
count?
That's
I'm like,
10
I'm
for
on
sure.
my- I'm
Come
on my
on.
I think
nine-
it
I'm
could
going
be
on my
7.
ninth.
I think it's 7 plus
I'm on
in
6.
the area.
Well, I still have like my PA license. I'm just like I don't like the commitment of it all. It's too much for me.
I feel you. I don't like changing. Like I had
Like,
to get.
stuff
I was
still
trying
go
to
to
get
my
a firearm license here, and so when I moved here, and I had to get an ID. Is that kosher? While y'all looking around?
Nah, you good. You in your bag. Keep going.
All right, so
no, hell
it's
yeah, get a
legal.
firearm.
I'm certified, but I had to get a Cali ID, and I remember going up there.
So you from here?
DMV waiting in line.
Which one you went to?
I don't even remember. Which one? You got a favorite?
You gotta go to Colorado.
Which one you went to?
Compton.
Oh, is it? No.
It's the
Why would
easiest
that be your favorite?
Because I'm from Compton and I could get it off.
Oh, okay.
I can pay the front desk
The
and-
Compton DMV sounds like the lines would be like
It is.
out the door to Carson. Like,
It sounds
is.
like they.
How you know about Carson?
Son.
You from
See what
you
I'm
from
saying?
California.
You see what I'm
So
saying?
I used to live near Washington High School. In the back of it, I wrote like Grape Street Gang. I used to make beats for a lot of the homies there.
Oh, wow.
When you say like you can't pick one, nah,
really
bro.
can't.
I'm
Tell me,
capping.
put me anywhere.
I'ma
Like
tell you,
from Crown Heights to Bed-Stuy, I'll show you
way.
in the '90s
I
in
lived
Brownsville.
everywhere. Like that's why I'm capping. I'm capping.
Oh, you one of them?
I'm you.
He just said, I'm you.
No, y'all brothers.
No, we pretty much
happy
say the
and we're
same
singing.
things. Like,
I swear.
like not to even backtrack, but when you said something interesting about like time now, right? So that was one of the things, the revelations that I had in the pandemic as well.
Okay.
I figured out that I said I've been running fast.
Yep.
Like you if you come out of New York, you run fast. You're in survival mode ever since you come out the womb. You got to defend yourself. You got to get money. You got to do all of this. And I
100%.
said, yo, I've been running full speed. I don't know how many years we're granted to live, but I just gauged it at 90. So if I said I've been running fast for 45 years, I said, yo, the other half, my body isn't like it was when it was 18, even though it's still in shape. So I have to figure out ways to like, I have to enjoy this side of my life versus
Yeah.
record music to make money or DJ to make money. It's like, yo, I gotta enjoy
Yep.
life. So I took a vacation for the first time last year. That was crazy.
Wow.
I never took a real
happy for
vacation.
And who you meet?
If you wasn't working.
I've been everywhere around
Yeah.
the world, but I'm always at the
Right,
turntable.
right.
I've never just
I
woke
get
up
it.
and no agenda.
I had that moment.
I said, what am I gonna do today?
I had that moment.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Damn, I need that.
Nothing.
Speaking of the pandemic, we also went through a lot of social
Unrest.
justice issues. We know you're vocal. You've been very vocal about being socially active in the community and public eye. What did you take from all the things that occurred during the pandemic?
I mean, there were a few things. Obviously, the theme of police brutality was, that whole, what was it, June, late May into June.
Yeah.
White guilt money, the whole nine. I mean, for us, we know that's happening, and more people were murdered that year than all the previous years.
Yeah.
Even with our attention on it. So, I mean, what did I take? I mean, I won't say that I was like hopeful.
Yeah.
This guy hopeful. You average it at 90. You're like, I'm just gonna say 90 is how long I'll live. Plus or minus 20.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that I don't know, man. Like I'm in an interesting place with how I feel about what life means. I don't want to make it all existential, but we are smoking
that.
cannabis. I think, and this is the words of my brother Nate Wonder, life is all about the hang. It's about the chill. It's about, if you really look at the time spent, it's about that. And because of that, I care about my experience with people mostly. And I don't expect a lot of the world to change if people don't actually care about certain issues. Do you actually care about climate change? Is there a recycling bin in here? How many of y'all are really going to throw these plastic cups in the right place? I'm just being honest.
No,
like
it's true.
I'm
I throw
70,
everything
so.
in the
If my
blue
granny
one.
was here, yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We don't.
I aspire.
Yeah, it's like a old boy talking about, I'm changing, I'm putting in the work, girl, I'm putting in the work. And all he's doing is just like thinking about how to say things better. That's not actually doing the work. Yeah. So that's why 2020, I'm like, yeah, of course that's happening. Are we really gonna do the work? We don't know how to manage all that money that came in. Unfortunately. Yeah. That's embarrassing. You know, when Jewish people sat down to discuss reparations in the early 1900s, there was a rule of thumb that you could, first of all, they brought a bunch of accountants. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like celebrities, like a panel of like Jewish celebrities at the time. They brought accountants, and you weren't allowed to speak unless you said a number.
Oh, shit.
Have we done that?
Hell no.
We're working on it, city to city. But imagine we did that in Jamaica, in Brazil, everywhere. So that's, that's what I care about, the actual work. I'm not here. There's so many people that just be blabbing, and it's all ego, like to be this socially active, whatever. And you can see it, man. Yeah. They love talking, and it's just intellectual masturbation. I'm good off that, bro. I'd rather work in the shadows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how it always is.
But stuff like climate control, there's no solution. Like we're gonna die anyway.
That's how they're looking at it too.
Yeah,
they looking at like. Everything really became a number in the pandemic. Yeah. The years you live is gauged on how they're going to move. You understand what I'm saying? So you at 65, you may be a little bit more disposable than you was at 45. It's less use for you, so it's easier to make sure you're not here. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Less and less people are making it to that 90. That's the real truth.
Well, I'm 70, so I don't know.
God, you doing well, man. You look great for 70.
I mean, he does really look great for.
Because he wears Louis Vuitton jeans.
I mean,
the only man in the world with Louis Vuitton jeans.
Sit down every time.
That's what it is.
Have a normal pair of Levi's like a regular human being.
You smell the Bengay.
Like, you sleeping designer. I'm crazy.
I just grabbed it from Dubai. I was going to share.
It's funny you talk about travel and stuff like that. Like, there's a different mentality when you meet, like people of elites or people of just like knowledge just everywhere else than here. Mm-hmm. Here is like we're stuck in this box. That's why I think the way I think. Yeah. Because I've been all over the planet and I've hung out with leaders, which I'm just blessed to have been with. I don't want to shout out names. They get mad at me.
No, you're on a roll.
You're on a roll.
I was in Castro's living room.
I was with Fidel, but I was with Gaddafi, though. You know what I'm saying?
I was blunt with Putin, but I didn't trust it. I get it.
It's either he's that lit or he's that cat.
Right.
Yeah, I was with Gaddafi.
I always wanted to meet Gaddafi, bro.
Hung out with Nelson. Who else? Prince Albert. Yeah. So when you see that different, like, parts of the world, different way, different cultures, the way they think, it's mind-boggling for me to come back and think the same way. There's no way I could come back and think the same way.
Not.
And now I see,
weird.
But it's like I'm friends with like 90% of the artists, like all the artists out there.
Yeah,
they all have that same mentality from going to that successful plateau, and then they go out there, they absorb all that shit, and come back. There's no way they could have the same mentality.
Not at all.
That's why you be looking at, like, if you see Puff or you see The Weeknd, you see all these, they have different ways of thinking. They're not gonna tell you because it's our own personal fucking our own little voyage. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would rather, like, I've been reading books all my life when I was young, when I was in my 20s or whatever. I read every book you could think of. Farrakhan, the white guy's piece of shit. I read everything, right? And then when you go out there and you experience the Vatican, you experience, like, I'm hanging with bishops and popes and all kinds of, it's a different, like, I'd rather absorb it and then I get my own conclusion.
Yeah.
But not everybody could be like us, though. Yeah. That's the only thing that's unfortunate, is just everybody's stuck here, whether it's monetary value or whatever, they got issues, or even people that got money are stuck in their own little box too.
You know they say that Americans know entertainment, but they don't know pleasure.
Hell no.
Oh, yes.
And I think we know sex, but we don't know romance. Mm-hmm. When you go to other places, they romanticize not doing shit or like tasting something. or everything. It's just the concept of time is different.
I mean,
here we say I don't got time.
Yeah.
I don't got time.
No,
I don't got time for that. Somebody, I don't got time.
They say that
they say all we have is time,
and we live to work and they work to live.
Right.
So like they work to live their lives and not so always punching in and having to be busy and stuff all the time. That's why I want to live abroad at some point because
absolutely
the mindset and the lifestyle. I feel like
it's mind-boggling. Like the whole country goes like on vacation. Not like
everybody.
He took a vacation. I went out there. There's sometimes I can't even DJ in certain parts of like Europe because the whole country's gone.
They're gone.
They really do that.
They're on holiday. Holiday.
That's crazy, man. But obviously,
we could do that though. Like black and brown people, we could just make up more holidays.
We should.
And I think if we did that, we'd be in a better situation. Other groups do that.
I love that idea, actually. So I was not stalking, but, doing my research. I was checking your Instagram.
Or Freudian slip. Check your DM comes out.
No.
There we go.
She has never slipped into a DM in her life. No. I was doing my due diligence because you were going to be on our show today, and it said that magician, lover, archetype.
Yeah.
He's a magician.
So what does that mean?
That's funny. Wait, you are?
I can't. Well, I'm a bad one because my wife is still around. I'm trying to make it disappear.
Bro, that was like a stand-up joke in like 1970. That was like a classic. That was like, it was, bro. Bro, that was like a classic.
Super Jerry Seinfeld.
She's still here.
Oh, that's so good,
My
bro.
wife didn't disappear.
Man, that was well. That's so good.
That good.
Oh shit. Okay. You saying what does that mean? Sorry, that was so good. That's just like so. There's this philosopher or psychologist, Carl Jung, and he breaks everybody down into 12 personality archetypes. Oh. It's really good for marketing.
I took that.
Yeah, so you can do a test. You can look at yourself, but it's also good for your brands. So if you have a cannabis brand, is it a sage? Right? Is it a warrior? Mm-hmm. And if you look at you go to New York dispensaries and you see how people brand New York weed, and it should be so grimy and intense and or somebody, even the word gas, that's so, you could call it gas, but what if you called it, Buddha is another word for weed, right?
True.
It's a different kind of weed, but it's also it means the sage. So you can brand whatever you have in terms of these archetypes. So for me, the magician is definitely first and foremost who I am at my core. But a lot of times in a magician, you can't really tell their face. They can wear different masks. Yeah. They pretend like they from everywhere. They poker faces crazy. Every time they come out, it's a trick. It's it's for my next trick. That kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, wow. You gotta take the test.
Yeah.
A magician.
You searched 16 personalities as character traits, and it was so crazy because me and all my friends did it, and we all were from the same we all didn't get the same types, but we were all from the same class.
Okay. They have the little
whatever the green one was, nobody else, we all, I was like, wow, I only surround myself with people that are kind of similar to me in a sense. It's super cool. We all got to take it so we can understand each other better.
It's another way to understand yourself. That's why so many people into astrology right now. Yeah. We just trying to make sense, make sense of our way in the world. Exactly, make it make sense.
It's true.
So there's Enneagram, human design, the whole nine, man. I was like you actually. You said all those books. I binged.
Yeah, I did all that, man.
I binged.
I was a security guard in the booth. So
look at you, man.
I was stuck for 10 hours.
Productive, bro.
Yeah, I was reading like crazy.
Super productive with your time, man.
He was a security guard
Most
for
security
Sade.
guards are sleeping. Most security guards are sleeping on each other.
I was reading like crazy. I was like
Saks Fifth Avenue slacks.
It's crazy.
You believe this guy? You believe him? I was a security guard, and then I went to Dubai next week.
And it's funny you brought up the Cuban. What's his name?
Castro.
So Castro, they hit my booth and they were like, "Yo, Castro is gonna come through to go to the UN, but they're gonna pass your booth. Make sure you check the car." So I was like, "Yeah, get the fuck out of here!" And that $8 an hour. I was like, "Pinky." When Castro came through, I was like, "See ya."
You're good, sir. You're good, sir. Good, sir.
Like, what would I do if I did find a bomb? What am I gonna?
What
do?
am I going to do?
I would just wink. I'd be like, "We're good." Yeah.
You know what's crazy about Castro? Like, he didn't touch like, I guess America. He literally came off the plane in a bulletproof like kind of tank van or whatever. Came out the plane, drove all the way to the UN. And then the UN is obviously neutral land, right?
Yeah.
So then that's where he gets out.
Wow.
And then he got back in the thing, came back. Yeah, well, I didn't see him when he left. I didn't see him when he left.
Untouchable.
But guess what? I was dubbing while he was passing me. 50 Cent's The Future.
Oh my God.
Because I had DJ Clues machines. Because I in the beginning, I worked until 50 Cent figured out to go on tour.
Yeah.
So until he told me when the tour dates were, I still kept my security job until.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
That's
Clues.
the key.
Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know
key.
you work. Like I'm, I'm Haitian.
Like, re-say that. You gotta say that
You
again.
gotta work, man.
Stop
like,
saying.
you know,
Aye.
Yeah, I love hearing the journey. Like,
That's
having it
real.
all.
You
Like,
got to.
But it's funny y'all say it's like a TV show or a movie, but think about it. Like I'm dubbing 50 Cent's first tape with DJ Clues
That's
machines that I
wild.
stole because I didn't want to pay for that shit. And machines and Sam.
Yo, this is wild, bro.
Guy.
I'm listening to this
I'm
shit.
dubbing the tapes and then I press the button. Fucking Castro passes through. I didn't check his shit. Fuck him. And I just kept dubbing because you gotta understand, if you dub each tape, that's every 5 minutes or every 3 minutes is a tape. I had like almost 6,000 tapes to dub. So on an 8-hour shift.
Yeah, you was getting busy.
I was like, I was taking a break.
Yo.
So you think I'm checking for a bomb? Fuck out of here, man. I gotta get these shit some
kind of career this
You know what I'm saying? And then it led me to my first Benz. Like once I bought my Benz,
That's hot.
I quit. Because
Benzito.
everybody wanted the first Benz.
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that.
That's wild, bro.
Even when I went to Nigeria, like I toured Nigeria. I did MTV tour there. I did like, I couldn't fly to every city, so we had to like the army took me to every city and shit.
Yeah, yeah. How you roll in Nigeria is a different thing.
Yeah, because they have
I
like
gotta go.
roadblocks.
Yeah.
They have roadblocks. So, but if they see you with the army, they don't really stop the army.
Do you do anything back there?
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I roll when I'm there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do shows,
Yeah.
events.
Because
I gotta
there's no
come.
plane. I mean, maybe there is or a private jet, but MTV Africa or for Nigeria, I DJed for the elite. They had elite parties in every city,
Abuja,
right? Yeah. So what I would do, I would go out and say what's up to like the people that ain't invited, which I didn't like the fact that they separated them.
Yeah, no.
But it's like that in every country.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
When I
yeah.
did Bollywood, same shit. All
Same.
the poor Indians is outside, and the Bollywood parties, everybody's lighter and shit like that. But
Oh,
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a
colorism is a
difference.
thing,
Colorism is
everywhere.
worldwide.
Dark Indians.
It's not just us.
Yeah. No. I did know that.
Serious?
Yeah.
Brazil,
And
everywhere.
for sure.
I feel like I'm in another world. Like when I went in the party, I was like, "What is this? Like Cinderella Land?" Like all the girls are super pretty, light skinned. You can tell they bleached themselves. The guys look like they got surgery or some shit. Like they're diesel and shit. Like I'm not looking at them like that, but I just can't believe how. But it's the same everywhere you go. Even in Haiti, like the light skins were like living in a different area where I lived more in like Port-au-Prince and the poor like downtown, like the beach area and shit like that. But but it's everywhere you go, same thing. But when I was in Nigeria, I just don't remember smoking weed there. Is that weed in Nigeria?
Oh, that's weed.
Like
You
good
gotta
weed?
I mean,
see.
good?
Don't play around in Ghana because they search your car. It's
Oh,
literally.
you can't smoke weed in Ghana?
It's checkpoints everywhere. They will. They want money. Like so, they want to catch you.
They're
with
just trying to
something.
come up, man.
They literally you got to pay them off. Like we had to do it.
Yeah, but
multiple
you could pay it
times.
off.
You
like,
can pay it. They're not going.
That's
to take
the
you
nice
to,
thing,
They're
like,
not going to take you to jail. They just want some money. That's all.
Yeah.
But you've had weed from Nigeria?
Yeah.
Is there a name for it?
Burna Boy
Burner's giving me weed multiple times in Nigeria.
Really?
because
Wow.
He knows where to get the high quality. But when you're in Africa long enough, you start realizing, just like the U.S., there's certain parts that got the actual bomb bud, and that's the southern part of Africa. So everybody know that Eswatini now, aka Swaziland, is where you get Swazi
Oh
gold.
wow! I didn't
So
know that.
Swazi gold.
Yeah, we learned
And
it
I
tonight.
got in trouble saying this before, but I'll say it again
Say it
because
again.
I already got in trouble with the king.
What?
I was chilling with the king, so that's the last like kingdom in Africa, formal kingdom.
Oh, wow.
There's kings and queens all over Africa, but like that's the last like actual nation
Yeah.
that's a kingdom. He got like 27 wives, but they got weed, really good weed, like California grade
How
cannabis.
does it rank?
It's right up there.
Yeah.
It's Swazi gold for a reason. So everybody knew it. So when I arrived with the princesses, they brought me, every princess had their own crib. And so she was like, snapped.
Like
Servant comes over and is like,
Wow.
she's like, throw the weed on the table. And all of a sudden it's
Shit.
just like a pound of amazing tree.
Coming to Africa.
And that was Swazi gold. South Africa has great weed.
Wow.
Like the southern parts, I'd say, have to me better weed, but West Africa will come for it. But
Yeah.
there's weed in Nigeria, but then it probably people they don't tend to cultivate it the way they haven't got to that level where
Okay.
that California has. It's like
Yeah.
it's like the East Coast is just now getting there.
Yeah.
The DMV,
Yeah. They're-
West Africa's on like maybe 5-10 years ago East Coast weed.
Yeah.
I mean, I just realized this has been 20 years of all this emancipation of this weed shit. Like, I used to go all over overseas and it just be hash. Like, you have like holes in your socks and shit. Because we be on tour. We be on them weird triple deck tour buses in Europe. Like, 50 Cent was in the corner and Lloyd Banks was under a chair, like those little tiny joints. And then all we did was wake up.
That's
3 in the
adorable,
morning,
by the way.
Still on the road, and you smoke.
That's funny.
Yeah, you smoke the hash, but it's hard to pack it.
Yeah,
like, it was a nightmare. And then when you burn it,
The sticks.
yeah, it sticks, but then the pieces fall off, and then we have holes in our sweaters.
Almost feel like
'cause
you
it-
about to do some crack. Yeah, I don't like that. It's too mechanical. You like,
I feel about the
let's
little
do some
pipes.
crack.
you about to do some crack. It's too mechanical. What I wanted to know is
It's too mechanical.
what is the correspondence from a king when he's pissed off? He's like, how do you get to know he's pissed off? Like from a king. That ain't an email.
It's not an email, bro, but I found out through one of the princesses, like homegirls.
Oh,
She
wow.
was just like, you upset the
You
king.
upset the king.
It was like,
I'm scared I'd be if
I'm from Africa. I'm so,
trying to die.
wait, what was that? What was that? That was your coming to America accent right there.
My best friend's Nigerian. He's from London. Every time he gets mad, he be like,
First of all, you just made him sound like an ogre, which is terrible,
That sound like
and
John
another level
Mussoli.
of self-hate right there. No, but what I'm hearing is that you saying that we speak from our chest, like
Yeah.
you can't, like the way I'm talking right now is from
Super
here,
aggressive.
but you have to talk from here.
Yeah.
So you just switches up.
Damn.
And there's a shot that says, I'm not yelling. I'm Nigerian. And that's what you're talking about.
You need to be in Wakanda or something.
We have one of the most populated countries, so
Hell
the
yeah.
only way you get shit done is by being
Aggressive.
loud and aggressive. You just can't do it another way.
And plus,
Yeah.
they're the descendants of Haiti. Like, they're the ones that killed all the slave masters. You know? Thank
That's
you.
great.
But
That's great. Well, y'all. First of all, technically, that was y'all. Y'all did that, which I love, man. Like, thank
I
y'all
love
for
it, man.
doing that. Y'all the first independent black nation in the world
I didn't know that.
post colonialism.
Were you excited to be at the White House? I mean, a lot of people, that's like one of their dream buckets. You know?
Yeah, man.
I saw you sing.
Like I'm not usually starstruck, but yeah.
Wow.
Like it wasn't just I went there multiple times, and that's really thanks to Janelle Monáe.
Wow.
You know,
Shout out.
shout out to her. Float is out right now. Shout out to everything she's doing. She's been such a mentor for me.
And she
But I
seems
was
like
there.
her mind seems amazing too. Like she's such a dope creator.
Oh, she's incredible.
Yeah.
Like if you really look at what she's doing right now, she's a Hollywood star. She can sing, she can rap, she can dance.
Wow.
Who else can do that right now?
Right.
If you really look at it, I said everything and act. Because you can get, you obviously say you go to Beyonce, you know what I mean, you go to everybody. Tiana Taylor, hella talented, the homie, but like Janelle is one of the few that can do that. She was the reason why I ended up in the White House multiple times. I mean, we went far, like we went into where Secret Service couldn't go. So when you go up to the bedroom, the floor where the bedrooms are, Secret Service is not allowed there. So we spent the night there, and like, you know, it was crazy. That shit was amazing. We couldn't believe it. All their help were black folk, black men and women.
Oh wow!
Their closest staff were black people. They come serve you a little drink, and Janelle and I had to get drunk just to like be.
Understand
steady.
like where we are.
Nigga, we are here in Lincoln's bedroom.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's amazing.
Y'all talk about Bill Clinton up there, like getting head and shit like that. Like I was.
Wow. I don't know. You know that just didn't come up in conversation.
I'm like, yo, what room did he do it? I would have went to the room like. I smell like I smell it mouth. You know what I'm saying?
This guy, I can't.
Did you sing a little bit more? Yeah, that's fire. But is it hard to pick songs to sing at the White House that's seductive and shit like that? Like,
Why would you sing?
You are
Why
so
would you
funny,
seduce
bro.
somebody
I
at
mean,
the
you're in
White
the White
House?
House. You got to be like super perfect.
It seems like that is true.
Yeah, anybody who sings there, it has to be like a reason you're chosen to sing there. Like you got to be Mr. Perfect.
You said Mr. Perfect.
But you got like some sultry
you know that
records.
they the last party they threw was like 400, 500, like
Oh, wow, really?
mostly black people.
Turning up and everything.
Yeah, turning up.
Get outta
Everybody, like there were so many people there. Every corner of the White House
That's
just
wild.
drinking.
What?
That's amazing. Now, well, not just drinking.
Some
Let's
people
not. And
They roll up.
I just left it at that.
Smell? Did you smell the smell?
I left it at that.
they were just drinking.
Just drinking water.
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 H2O. It was giving hydration.
Have y'all ever tried to vape on an airplane?
Nah.
No.
Bro, I did that
Stop the whole plane, bro.
on Ethiopian Airlines like a dumbass.
And what
I was
happened?
feeling so good. I was like, yeah, I'm about to vape, man. I
They
just feel
knew?
like it. I didn't think, so I went in there. This is probably terrible. Please stop dropping your jaw. I know I'm snitching on myself. But I went in, I took a couple, I thought vapes
do that
would
shit.
evaporate fast.
Oh, hell
But
no.
yeah, as soon as you in there, it's so airtight that shit came up. I was like, oh my God, oh. And so what I did is I just opened the door real fast to hope it would air out. Another dude, not a homie, but you know, a brother that was in first class with me, one of the few. He's up there. He goes in there. About 10 minutes later, he's coming out, and basically there's like, you can't smoke in here. You can't. And I was like, oh no. I'm so sorry. Hell no, I'm not saying it's me. I'm not doing that. They got my music on the damn airplane.
Podcast.
I didn't have no, but good thing it was.
Anyway, don't do this at home, kids. That's not the way.
I always thought that because when they put the messages on, you know, they're saying don't do this and it's illegal, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, are people really smoking?
I automatically think they talking about me. Any announcement in the airport. Anybody leaves their suitcase unattended, and I'm definitely way down there at McDonald's, and my bags is at the fucking gate. I know I'm violating.
That McDonald's.
I'll be like, they got on the mic for me. I'm violating.
But speaking of music, obviously it's in the airplane. Like that's a bar. For
that's
having
what-
music in the airplane.
Oh wow.
That's cool.
You just dropped a new song called Blush.
Yeah.
Yes, I listened to it on the way in.
That's a vibe.
Hey.
It's a vibe.
He got like the 70s,
Yeah,
80s, like funk.
Was it a sample beat?
Nah.
Oh, it sounds
That's
like
all. That's all Roman John Arthur. He's the lead
wow.
producer on that record and just the whole album.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
He's worked with me on. I mean, he was on Classic Man actually.
He's your son. Like he's
It
the
gave
final.
me such
on
like
this
a,
on this project. He's lead. I always work with Nana Kwabena, who's my co-executive producer. But this Roman got that funky soul
that's
shit.
what made me feel like
He's worked with Janelle. He's amazing,
Yeah,
bro.
it was
But he played all
nostalgic.
those instruments.
it was super nostalgic. Like
Yeah, we
opening.
played a lot, like mostly him, guitar, synth, but we ran the shit through a tape. to give that like, you know what I mean, that early.
Centric feel?
Yeah, man, because I obviously I grew up in a time mostly CDs, but like I remember as a kid tapes and that warm sound will never get old to me. So we ran it through tape and then mastered it after the tape. And so that's why it gives that.
It does. I was like, but I couldn't pinpoint if it was or not. But then, so when you say that it's not.
Yeah, no, thank you.
It gives that feel. It's dope.
But people think you haven't been really making music, but you were on Godfather Harlem soundtrack, which is my favorite TV show.
Hey.
How was it getting the call from
is crazy.
Swizz?
Oh my God.
Oh, and Swizz, man. What a guy. What a guy, man. I was just happy to be part of that team.
Yeah.
You know, even first season, Buddy, and like there's a bunch of us in there. A nice little camp. Swizz is just like, man, he like the uncle you hope to be.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's a lot of like, I just want to give thanks to all that generation of hip hops, like them reaching out to the next generation and now the generation after us.
Still.
Just they're still like bringing everybody up. Like you don't see that everywhere, and definitely as a black man, I didn't have that in most of my life, but in hip hop, I was able to have that.
That's hard.
So it's I have to note that there's so many. Busta, man, first time that he ever met me, bro. Like it's hard to really put in words what it's like meeting Busta Rhymes. You know what I'm saying?
He's a fun guy.
It's just like, so there's so many people, Snoop out here in LA. So shout out to all the uncles, but Swizz, put us together.
Yeah.
Forrest came through in the studio. He was like,
Forrest Whitaker?
he's like,
Yeah, he was. And
he was like,
Nah.
he was in the studio.
Crazy.
Really?
Yeah, we
Swizz
made
beats on
one
that.
song, which he thought was cool, and then I played this other one that I had just made. It's called Too Far.
Okay.
And it's a real dark side of me that I usually don't show, because I'm like Gus from Breaking Bad, you know.
Oh shit.
I'm like, no, I'm not that. I'm sinister. Nah, like, I just mean that, like, Gus, I always loved that he was a fast food owner, stand-up guy, but because of that, he was able to run his whole scheme. And so I've admired those kind of people that have misdirection. So Forrest comes in, and he's like, yeah, but Too Far is a real dark record. And man, that dude, he looked at me and was kind of scared because, he has that voice like, he was like, I like it. What's going on?
Oh, he speaks like that, like.
Oh, that's his real?
That's his real, like.
Like, what's going on?
He literally came up to me. He's like, I like it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Who's that?
all right, bro.
Is that Shelly Styles?
Yo, that's it.
Is that Shelly Styles? Yo, why does he make his head stand still? Like, his head be like,
No, he's an interesting dude, bro.
he's the coolest guy though.
He's so cool, man.
I gotta
seen him
meet him,
before.
man. He's playing Bumpy Johnson, like,
Yeah,
making
I
me
know,
feel like
I know.
Yeah.
proud of Harlem. You know what I'm saying?
Will we see any of the people that you had to camp with on this new album?
No. There's a couple of new features. Well, I'm doing features right now as we speak.
Oh shit.
But I don't want to
You
reveal
gotta leak some stuff.
Please, I would gladly. I love
All right,
leaks.
I'm giving him my number.
Leaks are fantastic.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go. He's gonna leak it.
I would love
He's
leaks.
gonna
No,
do
for real,
it.
please.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm gonna give you a hard drive because I've had a problem just keeping my shit too much shit on my hard drive.
It's
bro.
a song that I just heard from Tone. Tone, what is it? What's the song we heard?
Oh,
Tone?
you leaking shit now, Tom.
Nah, he heard
Oh shit! You was one of my family.
No, we heard a
We
snippet.
were on the same team.
Sweetville.
Oh, Sweet Bitter. Yeah.
That's my joint.
Oh wow.
hear it.
joint.
Oh, text that to me.
It's a record about polyamory.
Oh wow.
It's a rap song about
so before
polyamory.
we let you go, we
Oh, boy.
There we go.
Let me adjust my mic.
Before we let you go, we got to talk about that because it's such an interesting topic, and you just mentioned that now you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
So does that dead the poly side, or like how does,
Every relationship has its season, right? So we are monogamish right now. We don't. We're building a foundation. That's the biggest thing about any agreement you make. You have to start and build your bricks first. Just like y'all were doing in that horse game earlier.
Yeah.
You have to build that up. And then afterwards, you can add on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So initially it's two people that are just like setting the tone together, and then from there.
And yes, and to the heterosexual men out there, let the woman lead in opening up the relationship. Niggas be over here like, yo, you like her? Or like if Shorty's excited about somebody like, well, man, she kind of bad. You be like, oh yeah? Who? Like you can't you can't do that. Like be cool, man. Be patient.
I'm too jealous.
That you can't do that. So yeah, we good, man. We not. I don't want nobody but her. Like I haven't wanted nobody for 3 years.
Oh wow.
I don't want it, but over time, like we will have fun. We will we'll do our thing. We're honest. Like we're not a corporation that's got to stay still with a board and shit. We're not like that. We're organisms. We have to evolve. Yeah. So I always reserve the right to change. Always. So we're just honest about it. We'll see where I go. I'll talk to y'all 10 years. Polyamory.
Polyamory.
That was a record label or something.
Oh my God.
Busting in the house.
Nigga said Polynesian.
We gotta evolve.
Publishing or something. I was like, somebody getting their publishing
aspire to be that. Most guys want to be that. Most girls are like,
No, it looks cool. It's not easy. I had two girlfriends when the day that I made Classic Man, I had two girlfriends. Like we had just formed our relationship that morning. Swear to God, real shit. So we formed this shit. I'm like, yo, I did it. I made it. Yeah. And then I made Classic Man. And then I made it. Like, I swear, I was so broke and shit. I really needed that. But I did it. And then once you get in it, you realize the time commitment. And you realize the emotional involvement. You can't just one is you have to finance a relationship. Yep. People don't budget. And they don't realize you got budget with time and money. And then there's the emotional, there's the emotional budget. Yep. Like after we finish this, right? Some of y'all actually all of you will talk to somebody. Maybe some of you dating, maybe some of you used to date, maybe it's an actual relationship. And so that's gonna take time. But you spend your day talking. Yeah. Like you spend your whole day and now you gotta you don't wanna talk and now they're gonna talk to you and fill up your mind with more shit. That's a lot. So imagine have two of those every day. Living in the same house. I did that. It's not, it's everybody want it. You want it until you don't want it. Until you in it, you like, oh, maybe this ain't.
It's two problems, two hairs done, two nails done. You don't need it. You can't afford to do that. With one sometimes.
Do they cycle sync?
Now, let me say this. There's a beauty to it. Like it's not just the threesomes. There's way more time in between sex. No, you think it's just that. Like you can get a threesome and you can buy a threesome.
Happy right now.
It's fun.
Hey, where?
Where would you purchase this threesome you speak of?
That's for after the show. So then we'll put that right there with the thrift shops. Nah, that shit is great, but all the time, you can't really have sex that much every day. Right. All that time in between is the relationship time. So it's difficult, but there's so much beauty to it. I enjoyed my time with them. I loved both of them. We then opened it up, and one of them had a girlfriend. It then becomes the whole thing. But polyamory is thrown around. You don't realize that maybe that's not the arrangement that you wanted. Maybe you actually just wanted a threesome. Maybe you just want to only be intimate with a woman if you're with in my case, that was what I wanted. I just wanted to be with a woman, with my woman. I don't want to be with a woman alone. There's so many different things. Shit, everybody got their kinks. Maybe it was just you was into the cuckold thing. Everybody has their different ways.
What?
Y'all, you know the funny thing? You know the funny thing about them? They act like they ain't never been on Pornhub.com.
Explain to what cuckold is.
You know what cuckold is. If I said cuck hen, then maybe that's a different thing, and y'all be like, oh, what's that? Okay. Which is the woman's version of it, right? Everybody has their thing. There's the BDSM world. You said it in a different way. All right, easy.
This guy.
I wouldn't know what to do. When you eat a sandwich when you watching your wife get knocked down. You just watching your wife get
Smoking
knocked
the
down.
blunt, like,
smoking the blunt like,
It could be two women.
yo.
like she's killing it.
It doesn't have to be a man. It could be two women.
Yes, exactly.
Just watching.
Yeah.
People like to see other people get pleased. It's
Yes,
a
absolutely.
real thing.
That's it. Because what we
same way
you
people
like
get-
it
He said
too.
word.
That's why we watch porn. Like
Yeah,
we
we're
watch
out
it
of the
because
act.
we like the air of eroticism. Eroticism isn't like a thing just in you; it be in the air. Like that's why you go to a strip club because you're like, man, I like that ambiance. There's an
energy,
aura,
the whole
there's an energy
energy.
to it. It arouses you, and so I mean, my point is like whether it's BDSM, cargo, whatever the thing is, or you just actually like the intimacy of multiple people in a
Yeah, 'cause
relationship.
everybody's giving you something
What if
different.
you watching a woman dunking it on your wife?
Oh my
No way.
And on that,
Nah.
and on that,
You know what's funny is like, I'm glad you said that because a lot of niggas who talk like this, they be like, yeah, man, I just want her to get another woman. I've been trying to bring her, and then it happens. They don't look at you, and you get all insecure. All of a sudden, the sex toys are
Dunking it
everywhere,
on your wife.
and you like,
all kind of shit.
look at him.
All kind of shit you can't do.
You just did
know
a
what I'm saying?
windmill.
Yeah.
That was Dominique Wilkins, like 1989.
doing yoga and cartwheels.
Yeah,
and
you regular records.
doing each other hair.
I felt that, bro. I felt that. I've been in a situation. They went and had sex. Man, they closed the door. I was like, wow.
They was like, night tonight.
They had things. They had toys.
Yeah.
I didn't know at the time. I was like, all I heard was a barbershop. There was a barbershop in there, bro. I was like, she giving a fade, a tape.
I'm cracking up.
all the time, we
Y'all
get smashed.
so
My final question is, since you're in it, before we get out the topic, I mean, was it
Polyamory.
You could just call it
Probably a lot of
Polyamory.
chicks.
polyester, whatever? Oh, that's
Yeah,
polyester, right?
Yeah, polyester.
So polyester, is it the same? Because I had two identical twins. Is that the same? And I was dating both of them too. Is that kind of like the same thing?
I think that's called incest, sir. I don't know.
Man,
I don't know what that is.
And you put him on the spot to try to answer that.
I don't know. I had two
Shit.
identical. I couldn't believe it.
Hold on, did they both know that you were with them?
One of them knew, the other one didn't know.
Yeah, so it's called cheating. It's very, very basic, like 101.
I guess
it's not poly.
Yeah, not quite.
It's not
It wasn't cotton.
I said,
I gotta rep this.
poly blend.
I gotta rep this.
All right, let's get to the sneakers.
That's a
man.
good one.
What the
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
are we wearing?
We all
Oh,
gotta,
is that what we're supposed to do?
yeah, we all gotta, say our shoes
All right,
before,
what you
before
got
we
on?
go.
What you got on, Shirley, before we get banned?
Off-white J's.
Rest in peace, Virgil.
I
Yeah,
know.
man. Peace
Rest in peace, man. What you got?
I just did some phone calls. I said Air Force Ones, man. You know, I'm an Air Force One Harlem. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Yeah, I just did the classic sambas,
Yeah.
which I busted up in that game,
My favorite.
kicking the basketball.
Them shit.
I did.
I got the red Louis from Dubai.
Here we go.
From Dubai.
Here we go.
Special edition, you know. What can I
The
say?
sheikh gave it to them.
Yeah.
Shirley, I got it.
I made those on the spot.
Shirley,
For you.
I got it from Dubai.
Market.
Oh, me, stupid. Palm Angel Vans collection.
Hey,
Collab.
Those is fun.
Wow.
I like that rubber sole.
I do.
The vulcanized. It's
Those
hard.
are hard, though.
Super tough.
Palm Angel skill.
What size you wear?
Look at this.
12.
That's that.
Watch
That's that classic.
Watch
shit.
it.
That class.
Watch it.
So we should be on the lookout for.
Yeah, we got couple records coming up. I'm not saying the name of the album,
Don't say it.
but it's dropping top of the spring.
Okay.
That's perfect time.
And a whole new sound for me. Just
Oh, I'm excited.
I'm using parts of my voice I ain't never used. I ain't rapping that much, but I'm using some cool ass parts of the voice.
That's
hard.
dope.
And who's Bambi before you get out of here? Is this
Man, it's
is
a
it
real
secret?
person. It's
That's
a real
what I'm saying.
person.
Who is it?
It was my. Am I gonna say this? Yeah, it was my high school sweetheart.
Wow.
That was the name I nicknamed her in high school. Because we used to call her. I know, it's adorable.
It's just cute.
We used to call. When you say dear, my dear, my dear, and that's how that
Oh, wow.
came. So I used to call her Bambi.
That's hard.
And then I remember Stromae, one of my favorite artists, his manager talked to me one day. He's like, you know, the issue with you is you're too perfect. Yeah, you are too perfect. You have nothing wrong with you. So you need to do a song where you are vulnerable, and you will be a big song, big song, a big out of here.
He's in his bag
so
right now.
he told me that. I was like, all right, bro, I got to do that. So that was Bambi.
Oh, wow.
And because of this podcast, he's gonna do a stream.
Oh, yeah, we
called
talked about
Bambi, and he's gonna be multi-millionaire.
He definitely gave me that idea.
Connections are being had.
You had to say it on air too, so he can get his 10%. I didn't want you to say it. I was just gonna come out
calling you
a
with the
year
voice.
later, like I had this idea.
He's gonna be like, hello.
No,
I like it.
Get us
yo,
out of here.
I didn't want that, bro.
I like it.
No, I was. Oh my God.
Thank you.
Thank y'all,
so
man. Y'all been
much
great.
for coming in.
Appreciate y'all.
Yes,
What up,
yes.
No cursing.
Fuck the past, the fucking rotation. Fuck the past, the fucking rotation.